And here we go. We're looking at maintenance of your vehicle today for winter use. Part 1 of the Part 2 series of my useful preparedness type videos. So, what are we looking at today? If we want our vehicle to get us somewhere, we need to give it a bit of TLC. So, what do we need to do? Well, let's remember, tyres. They're the things that go round on the road that propel the vehicle. And the tyres have air in. We really need to check that we have the correct amount of air, the correct tyre pressure in the tyre. And it varies from front to back. And the best thing to do is to check it with a gauge. Something like this one on a manual foot pump. There are other tyre pressure devices that you can use. Remember to check in your handbook exactly what tyre pressure you should have for your type of car. If you can't find the tyre pressure guide in your handbook or the handbook itself, there is usually a helpful label on the inside of the door panel that tells you as well. Now, the engine. Various parts. Now, as a rough rule of thumb, anything that is coloured yellow is safe to touch. Anything that isn't yellow, if you've been running the engine, may be hot. The other colour that you will see is blue. Blue is for the water reservoir for your screen cleaning. And again, it is safe to touch. It's a good idea in the winter to keep that well topped up using a screen cleaner. I'm just going to demonstrate. Liquid for screen cleaners is blue to match the cap. Mix it to the strength advised on the bottle and make sure that you're nicely topped up. As you can see, that's come to the top of the tube. That's totally full. Clip the cap back down and it won't be going anywhere. Put the jug out of sight down on the side there. What else have we? The coolant reservoir. This is filled, in this case, with orange coolant. In the old days we used to use water and manually add antifreeze. Nowadays the dealers tend to do this for you, and if you're going for a car service, the garage will do it. But you just need to check, have we got sufficient in? We're not totally over the limit there. We could top it up very slightly up to the maximum line, but it's not totally essential. Okay, this one, this is for the hydraulic fluid, controlling clutch and brake. And again, harder to see, but it is marked and it is coloured, so you can see through. You might need to just wipe it down with a bit of rag or tissue to move any dirt off so you can see. Right, I'm not insulting anybody here, but this is a dipstick. The dipstick is marked, in this case with two little cutouts, and the oil should be showing along the dipstick to show that you have sufficient oil. It's a good idea to wipe your dipstick and reinsert it before actually checking that. Batteries nowadays tend to be sealed. You don't need to worry about topping them up with distilled water. Okay. And the other thing that you can do is you can check all of your lights. Hazard lights, headlights, brake lights, fog lights. It is actually an offence to have a defective headlight when you're driving at night, and those nice gentlemen with those blue flashing lights will be very quick to come up to tell you. They also charge you and give you a bill known as a ticket. So that's the mechanical parts. So a brief break while I set back up and we'll have a look at accessories.